Hello friends, welcome finally, at long last, to Game 5 of Orc Town. Feels like I've been doing these battle reports for ages, because I have. I'm very lazy, and I really need to get on with it, because I have 8 more things to do after this one. We'll talk about that later. So this is the last game of Orc Town GT. I am on 2-2, having lost to the current US Master and to a sneaky Night Stalker player who had the indecency to have units that I didn't know what the speed was. So I come up against another internet celebrity, Greg Persson, off of Unplugged Radio, who is super famous and a very cool guy. So I was playing him, and he was playing Orcs. If I would try hard, then he's double try hard. But he had just, in fact, borrowed an army off of K2, I believe. In fact, it was K2's army. So this is my list. If you don't know what my list is by now, please go back and watch maybe the beginning of Game 1. But it's a Twilight kin. Lots of doubles, so 2 mutants, 2 phantoms, 2 impalers with various items, 2 terrors, 2 crones, one of which is Lethal Bleakheart, Hex Weakness, Enthrall, Windlast, all that good stuff. And then I have a single planar apparition for heal, a single Soulbane on Nightmare, and then some Orc allies, a Horde of Great Axe, a War Drum, and a Flagger. Alright, there we go. Boom. Alright, and this is Greg's list. So, quite a cool list. I think he just went for the silliest list he could think of, which was obviously working for him middling since he was playing me. So it's 2 regiments of Long Axe, which are basic orcs with phalanx, right? Crush 1, melee 4, death 5 though. 3 legions of axe. So that's pretty terrifying. They all have 30 attacks, they all hit on 4s, and they're all a 26-28, or if you have war drums, which he has 2 of, there will be 28-30. That's very hard to kill. Single troop of reborn legionaries, I'm assuming for the inspiring. A legion of fight wagons with boots of striding, so speed 7, melee 3 with 30 attacks, only crush 1 though, and a dash 20 nerves, very spicy. The aforementioned war drums for their rallying. Double giants, both of which have the cleaver to give them Slayer, which is bad for me because I have got large infantry. 2 flaggers, one with a loot, one with heal, and double Godspeaker, both of which have heal 2 and drain life 4. So pretty good, really. Not bad. 15 drops. I mean, it's 2,600 points. Lots and lots and lots of units drained. Definitely fills the board. Looks very funny. And here is me with Greg. So this was the mask that he won at the very first Orc Town. And every time I went to roll the dice, he would get the mask out and shake it over the table at me in a very distracting way. Very annoying. So this is the board we were playing, Pillage. So Pillage, very simple. So tokens down, and as you can see, so we have hill, right? Blocking terrain, blocking terrain, blocking terrain. So 3 pieces, very, very funneled. Then we have a wood and a wood and a lake and a lake. So in putting the tokens down, we've ended up with 4 on this side and 3 on this side. So you will see my strategy, because this is a very narrow, constricted side, right? There's lots of hard terrain to get around. And he's got legions, lots of them. So naturally I went, right, I'm having that side then. And I fully deny flanks on that side. So you see the legions, they are massive. Legion of axe. These are the long axe and long axe, double giant with very cool banners. This is the fight wagons. I mean, such a cool army. K2's got a wicked army. And then we have, I think, war drum here. Can't see where the war drum is right now. Maybe it's here. Maybe. Anyway, flagger. Those are the reborn legionaries, and we've got Godspeaker and another one somewhere. There's another flagger there. Yeah. Anyway. Well, I've become apparent. So I've got this is pretty indomitable, even for all these attacks, especially when they hit on 4s, right? So these are Impaler, defense 6. These guys are ensnaring. We've got the crones in the middle. There's the planar apparition. Here's my great axe. Hasn't got any great axe, coward. And on the right hand side, as soon as I saw he's putting his fight wagons here, it was pretty obvious that only the fight wagons were going to go there, because only the fight wagons would fit there. I put all my fast stuff here. So I've got my Soulbane, both Impalers, and a Phantom. I did put another Phantom down there. It's not going to do a lot, is it? And that one is Lethiel right there. Okay, so there we go. Very, very good. The banners. The banners are so awesome in this army. They're all Orc Town themed banners. Just amazing. It's the Skullface's head sculpted onto a giant is just wow. Right? Probably there's Greg with his. He did take it off sometimes. Off we go. There he is again. There's Skullface on the fight wagon. I just took a lot of pictures. Can we see where the other fight wagon is? I think it's here, behind the giants. Yeah. Off we crack. So, I win first turn, and I take it. And obviously, because I'm going to put as much pressure on as possible, as quickly as possible, I want to kill things. So I move these phantoms across here, put them against this piece of blocking terrain, so nothing could charge them. Really, I just wanted to be popping it behind to be, very annoying. He's got no shooting, so as soon as I can jump behind his lines, I should do. Everything else has moved up. See, these Impalers are touching the hill, so they can see over them. These guys are height 6, they can see anyway. And everything else has moved up very aggressively on the right. I've also moved this Soulbane, so he can look this way. So if anything comes too far forwards, it's going to be coming into the flank. Greg, he told me his strategy from the beginning, which was to just get these long axe onto this token. That was pretty much his whole strat, because he can get all 3 over there, right? I'm not really going to compete against them. And if he gets that 1, he wins. So for him, it's all about that 1 token this entire game. That is him pointing at some wounds. Did I waver them turn 1? I mean, it doesn't seem likely, but it might be true. Who knows? Okay. Well, I've wind blasted. What have I wind blasted? I wind blasted something. Did I wind blast them back? Did I? No. I might have tried to and failed. Who knows? Anyway, into X turn 1. So naturally what he did was just push everything forwards. Why would you not? That's pretty much what he's done. So these are guys come around here with some long axe as well. So that's going to be a very long trawl for those 2 units all the way around here, where everything else comes in. I'm hoping that I can multi-strike, right? So 20 attacks, 18 attacks. All 3 of those onto 1 legion might have a chance of killing it with the appropriate Bane chant. I'm just trying to do some maths in my head. 60 on 3s is going to be 40 hits. And then 4s, 20 wounds is not enough in 1 turn. But if I can get a Bane chant off onto 1 of them, it might tip it. You never know. And so, yeah, he just pushed forward, didn't do anything else, as he wouldn't. So on my turn, so he's pushed. I've not got enough room here to get both mutants in. So I send 1 mutant and 1 Soulbane in, allowing these guys to come over here and these guys now to be looking over here. So lots of very threatening stuff happening here. I have kept out of the woods here, so I didn't choose to charge in because I think I couldn't make all the charges. They were just out of 12. And the giants are pretty scary for all of this, so I don't want them coming in. I wouldn't mind 1 giant per terror. I think that would work really well for me. But I need to be able to manipulate that. So over here we've got 20 attacks plus 6 attacks and dread onto a -20 unit. On the odds, I think I did some rough maths in my head. I should be able to kill it because both of them are crush off under 2, right? So as long as I roll normal, I should be able to kill that in 1. It's my turn 2, yes. And I did 15 wounds to it on a -20. So that's a 16 with dread and a -20. It is -22 because of a war drum, actually. So 16 to 22 is I need to roll a 6 once. I, of course, did not, and I did not kill it. I rolled a 5. That's hysterically bad, and I was very sad about it. Okay, so over here, everything just sweeps around on Greg's turn 2. So it's normal, everything's pushing really hard forward. You can see he's measured the 12 here from this terror so that I can't get in on that. Can I get in on this one? Will I get in this one? What am I going to do with the phantoms? Stay tuned to find out. And so obviously some counter charging going on here, which is sad for my life. And everything else has moved forward in a nice, discreet, orderly line. Look at that beautiful curve. So he's really just blocked everything here. Whatever happens, a giant goes into you next turn, basically. That's kind of a cool little ruler. It's like a brass knuckles ruler. Right, so the war drum did a massive 2 wounds. Is that 2 wounds? Must be the war drum. Yeah, 2 wounds to my mutants, which they didn't like. Oh, I think it was significantly more than 2 wounds because obviously he then did the wounds from the fight wagon. Yeah, I put 2 wounds. Yeah, they die. Whatever. So yeah, counter charge. So I lose 1 mutant because of that poor nerve roll. Very, very bad. That's the way it goes. So I do have another mutant, as you can see. I always think American plug sockets look like really distressed faces. Do you not think? Anyway. So I have another mutant, so I will kill them next turn, but it is 1 unit less than I want to be on. Into my turn 3. Celebrity shoes. Yeah, so here we go. So we decide that I'm not going to take the charges. Instead, I'm going to do some baffling and move up ready for next turn. So I need to get in place because this is going to come around quicker than I'd like. So I decide to throw both phantoms away. So one blocks the giants and the other blocks both legions. There's a problem with legions. They're really, really hard to maneuver. And in which case I just move forward very, very aggressively. So now I have 3 very strong attacking forces here. Off a heal as well into these legions. 1 legion will almost certainly die next turn and I need to deal with the giants. I've got a legion of Grey Axe coming up in the rear. So that's, you know, is what it is. I have to take the mutants back into the fight wagons. I was really hoping to bring them across here, but that'll have to wait. And Lethiel is going to probably wind blast these chaps, I think. And she does. Look how far. Like 3 or 4 inches back again. They're really not having a great time. All they want to do is sit on this token, and I'm like, nuh-uh, you can't. We kill the fight wagons, of course, and turn thusly. This is a good place for the Soulbane to be because he is height 4 and we are height 2. Nothing can touch him and he's nimble. So boop boop, next turn he's coming to say hello. Into Greg's turn 3. And so this is the state of play. I've got a reasonably good command of the board. He's already got the 3 tokens he wants over here. We're really, as predicted, fighting over this one. But I will need to claim this, and this as well in order to win. So I've got a lot to maneuver. The Soulbane is 1 maneuverable piece. The other is the Planar Apparition. I mean, the War Drum might get over there, but I need to kill and then drop back. Or kill and get this token as well. So it's heading towards a draw. So he decides to decline the target here and move backwards. I'm not sure that's wise. Because by moving backwards, he's moving out of the arc of sight of the giants. Whereas if he was here, he'd be able to position better. Maybe he's just moving out of charge ranges for this one in here. I don't know. Let's find out. He's moved up on here. That's fine. Fight wagons decided to play with mutants. You can. Don't mind. And obviously those phantoms die, and he positions thusly. So I think this guy sidestep 1, allowing this person to cut to this giant to turn this way a little bit more. It's not going to be quite enough though, is it? I think I should be able to get terrors into this legion without being seen. On my turn, celebrity shoes. Turn 4. Celebrity knees as well. Look at that. That's a fine knee there, isn't it? And wow, that's just my feet. Great. I've taken my shoes off. Clearly, I'm suffering. So there we go. So, wow, I just didn't... Whoa, this is turn 4. Okay, let's show you what happened before what happened. So, turn 4, he had moved these guys back. So far, I couldn't get this terror in. Very distressing. Instead of which, I sent 1 terror and an impaler into this legion over here. I've moved my Great Axe here up onto the hill. They are out of 10, so can't be charged. I've just prepared myself, and I've had to throw away the planar apparition. So there you go. Me saying it wasn't wise. It was super wise. Good play, Greg. So this unit did not get charged. I've got a terror in reserve. They're going to have to kill my planar apparition or giant him, and then you get terrored in return. These phantoms that were over here, I've moved to block the giants again. And then I've moved these impalers right over here to say, well, you can attack me if you want. I'm defense 6, right? The giant could come in with these guys. That would actually be really bad for me. And you can see I have killed this war drum over here, and I've moved my Soulbane round to rear charge. So if you do come in here, you're going to get rear charged by a Soulbane. You don't like that. So we do 21 wounds off of these 2 units onto this Legion, which is great, and I waver them, which is even better. I would like to kill, but they are, a dash. Well, they're 28-30 at this time, so I'd have to roll pretty spectacularly to do that. A waver is good. And then this is Greg's return turn. So he does choose to charge the Plane Apparition. Turns out I messed up here, and I allowed him to flank. Why would I do that? That just seems mad. I think I charged. Did I charge with them? Is that what happened? Okay, yeah, they've charged this giant. That's what's happened here. Why? Don't know. That's a poor move by me. So I charged the giant. Boo. Boo sucks. Hiss. Do not like. And by the way, these mutants turned around because I'm thinking about this coming onto this token down here, right? So what he did was giggity. He turned giggity. He backed up these long axe, which allowed him to countercharge in the front with this giant and then flank with this giant. So basically, this Impaler unit has sacrificed itself for my poor play. Oh dear. And then in the backfield, he's got this Impaler, so a Godspeaker in the flank and Flagger in the front. There's a single wound, I'm then stuck there and I have to kill them, and I haven't got the mutants, so I turn them that way. So really good defensive play here, very impressive. These guys are now coming round to play with these guys. And these long axe just sitting on a token for the rest of the game, as are these reborn orcs. Played here by orclings, it seems. They do a wound, so very, very unfortunate. I'm now locked in combat, can't nimble my way out of there. And the Impalers die, so yep. Well played. Well played, sir, to you. And he turns thusly, so the war drum did a wound to my phantoms. They didn't like that, so they're now stuck, and the giant's stuck next to them. This guy's overrun. And that's Greg shaking his head thing again. Yeah. Oh! I think that was a bad nerve roll. What happened? I know he rolled poorly on a nerve and he was sad. Ah, why? Who knows? It was that double one on something. On what? Ah, it was this time. It was hit. Wow. So he double won my planar apparition on 10 wounds with this, and then he, after shaking his mask over it, so he decided the mask had betrayed him. Hence this dramatic pose. Okay. You know what's going on. So for my turn 4, 5, 4, 5, 4? 5. So my turn 5, this was good. So I can recharge here into this legion, should die. Happy, happy me. Because this Terror can see over, could turn and nicely flank this legion while sending the other Terror in the front. So that's going to be 60 attacks again. I've turned the Orcs and come this way because I've got giant problems over here. Haha, you see what I've done there? Giant problems. Good. So yeah, I've managed to turn a bad situation around, hopefully, thanks to a very, very unpleasant double one for Greg here. Even if he hadn't double won them, I probably could have done the same thing. But anyway, these mutants decided to come around here, making up for my mistake, because they should have been facing that way. Just riddled with mistakes, because apparently I suck. I probably went into the war drum here, I think. And that is a weakness onto them. So I'm going to just try and knock off this unit, because this unit's incredibly important, because it's sitting on a token that has become vital to this game. Over here, more wind blasting from Lethiel. Lethiel just loves wind blasting this unit of long axe. Back you go. All game, all they've done is be wind blasted, and then healed, and then wind blasted, and then healed. 3 wounds onto that war drum, don't kill it. However, I do murder the standard bearer. It's good in 2 ways. It takes off a unit of inspiring, and also I overrun. So this was quite a nice thing, quite a clever thing to do, really. Unexpected for me. So I wind blasted the long axe backwards, really, really close here, right? Then the Soulbane has killed the Standard Bearer, overrun into the back of the Long Axe, and murdered them in a single turn. What? Look at me playing like a good player. So it's turning out to be a tasty little game. So this token is now totally up for grabs. The Long Axe that spent the entire game trying to stand on it had been blown off it and then chopped to pieces by an angry Soulbane. Over here, that is 19 wounds onto this unit from the double terrors. It's not enough to kill them. I do, however, finish off the other Legion over there. So into Greg's turn 5, it's looking like this. So I've overrun nicely so that these guys are in the flank, can't charge because of this building. You've got Reborn Legionaries staring down Impalers for the ownership of this token. This unit didn't die, really should have died, really sad about that. Should it have died? I probably didn't get Bane Chant off because the Bane Chanter is over here. Let's calculate. So 60 attacks on 3s. I'm not elite. Should have been 40 hits roughly. On 4s, 20 wounds, and I did 19, so pretty much bang on. So they're probably fine. That's exactly how they should have been. What I should have done is back this guy up. But I didn't. More fool me. And yeah, everything else is looking really hanging on the edge here. So we're into turn 5, Greg's turn 5. We've got 1 turn left. We are running very low on time. This has been a really kind of visceral match. So these mutants aren't doing anything apart from sitting on a token here. He's got a giant who wants to come to this token here, and I've got a horde of Long Axe who want to, Great Axe who want to come down. There is another token here. If I can get these guys forward, I might be able to get them onto both tokens, but that's going to require a turn 7. Or I can kill these guys and turn around and come this way, in which case we're back in the game. We've also got this guy. So there's a lot of chances to get onto these tokens. Greg is going to get this one on the hill for sure, and this one down here for sure. If I can kill here, I get this one, so that's going to be 1 for me, 2 for me. Or I could get these guys down here and the Soulbane over here maybe. 3 for me. So this one then becomes really important. So, all in the balance, but we are running very low on time. And I said to Greg, don't worry about the clock, because he had much less clock than me. If you time out, we'll just keep playing. More on that later. So, he turns his giant like this to really block off my mutants. Pretty sensible. The giant and the war drone go back into these phantoms. I don't know which unit this legion goes back into. Let's find out. He brings this legion very threateningly around here for understandable reasons. They are sitting on a token though. And then he sends his flagger with a Bane Chant into the front of my Impalers. He needs to do a wound. If he does a wound, he's absolutely smashing it. That is... what's that? 5? How? Was I on 4 wounds there? I can't see. Something's done a wound from something. We've got heal and Bane Chant on those guys. Do they hit? Do they shoot? Heal? Lightning? Maybe they had Lightning Bolt. Can anyone remember? I'm not going to go back and look at the list. It's too far. Maybe if I look on... I did just put this thing into Companion. So bear with me. I'm sure you can't remember. Maybe you can. Maybe you've got better memory than me. In which case, how do you do it? I can't remember anything from day to day. 2600. What did the flaggers have? Let's have a look. Here we are. Drain Life. They both had Drain Life 4. That's double Drain Life 4 into him to put it up to 5 wounds. But he's okay. Phew. We've seen that already. And he doesn't do a wound. 0 wounds on the Impalers. Yay! We're going to smash it. He did spend a long time working out if he could block me. And there was a way that he could have blocked me with the Reborn Legionaries. But I can't remember what it was. But it was something that he missed, and I also missed. But someone passing by the table said he could have done that, and I was like, shut up. Just stop interfering in my game. So here we are, turn 6. This is what we're looking like. I don't know what these guys did, this Legion. Were they wavered also? Doesn't look like it. Looks like no wounds have been done. Weird. Maybe they just sat there like a lemon. I don't think so. So, over here, the Impalers ran through and smashed up that unit of Reborn Legionaries, getting me a token. Woohoo! I am running very low on time now. I think I've got like 4 minutes left. We also murder this legion of axe with a beautiful double terror second go. And we simply back up my mutants to take this token. Right, and then we take the Soulbane into this giant to stop them coming onto this token. Then I spend ages figuring out how to get... So I put my flagger here to get my axe down here. The reason being is that I want to then position to grab this token, right? Because the war drum has come into this token. Which I thought was a pretty smart move. Let's have a look at that. The war drum is, oh yeah, I've been positioning. Look at that. Sneakily, without me even noticing, the war drums come around here, so we can go at the double to grab this token. So, being 1 for me, 2 for me from this one. I've bought my Soulbane here to hold up this giant. Hopefully I can survive 1 round of combat, but maybe not. And I've taken this one as well. So that's 1, 2, 3 for me. 1 here, and potentially 3 for Greg. So I was saying to him, look, this is going for a draw. I spent absolutely ages working out if I can get my Great Axe down here, kill the War Drum, and then rotate, I'll be able to claim this token. So we kill the Legion. We go to roll the dice on the Morax, and I time out. And I look up at Greg. Because don't forget, I'd been saying, don't worry if you time out, mate. We can just carry on playing. And he went, oh dear, you've timed out. And then just carried on. Which is totally right? There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It's just mean. So yeah. So I'm such an idiot. I think in my head, I'd kind of assumed that we just agreed that. We hadn't at all. We hadn't said anything. It was just me being hopeful. Right, so I didn't complete the action that would have got me at the minimum a draw. So the giant that was facing off against these mutants simply turned and went 7 here. It's 2 unit strength to my 1, so Greg now gets this token instead of me. What's more, he kills my Soulbane and overruns getting this token as well. And that leaves the final state of the board like this. So to Greg has got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I just get 1, 2. So it ends up a 4-2 to Greg. So if I hadn't timed out and had completed my turn, killing this war drum and rotating, so I've been thusly, he wouldn't have been able to get this token. So I would have had that one and it would have been a draw. I couldn't have stopped him doing this. It would have come out of 3-3. Which is what I thought would happen. But there you go. So very well played. Very nice. Some very, very clever moves towards the end there. I think he was playing with obviously quite a difficult list to do well. And I obviously made some silly mistakes. But what a fun game. Really, really exhaustingly fun. I think we both enjoyed it. Maybe I was just incredibly irritating. Who knows? Do you have a feeling that you're just like really annoying all the time? Or is it just me? So anyway, so we had a good game. And that was the end of the tournament. And yeah. So let's have a quick look at some armies. All right, so into some armies. So this is, as it says, Jeff Huggins' Ratkin, part of Cuddle Time. They gave me a set of Cuddle Time dice. I'm a big fan of Cuddle Time. Both the concept, the gaming club, and everything else. That was really fun. This, I don't know whose Riftforge Orcs these are, but I do like Riftforge Orcs. Yeah, and they come to Orc Town. Why would you not bring Orcs? Better Orcs. These are looking like elves. Oh, you can see here, Crystal... I can't read it. Anyway, but they're nice. These, I loved these. These were Corey Reynolds. I want to say Varangar. He won the tournament with them, whatever they were. So whatever the hell they are. Some samurai-themed mutant things. But, you know, spectacularly good hobby and spectacularly good player. Really, really pretty army, this one. I don't know, these are, you know, Sigmarines, aren't they? Must be Brother Mark or Basilein. Brother Mark? Kings of Men? Might be Kings of Men. I'm not good at this, am I? Sorry about that, being so rubbish. These are Ed Fisk's I mean, Trident Realms, robot-themed Trident Realms, makes sense to everyone. These are Rich's ogres, so this is Rich who came with me, the legend that he is. He did significantly better than me at the tournament. I think he came 7th, I want to say. Did he come 7th? Maybe I made that up. Maybe he came worse than me. No, I think he did better than me. I can't remember. Let me know in the comments, Rich, how you did. Overall, by the way, I lost 3 and won 2. But I got very high hobby scores, and I had quite a high hobby score potential. I ended up 11th, which seems outrageous for 3 losses. But there you go. Jason's Dwarves and Warrior. We got better. I love these massive. I mean, they must be what, steel behemoths, but really cool addition to this. Oh, I love that. I mean, at this point, it's quite long ago. I can't remember what anything is here. I can see Owen. This is Owen Smith's army. I mean, it's lots and lots of naked people. Pretty cool. This was very, very cool. This was Chris Pelletier, who I've played before. I played his Undead before. He has apparently won many hobby awards, and this is only part of his army or something like that. He had a full display board previously. Obviously, had to fly here because I think he's from. I want to say he's from New York. But Night Stalker's just disgusting. Really, I mean, like this. If you turn your head to the side, but you can see there's it's a bedroom scene and there's little worms everywhere. Really gross. The guy's mind is broken, I swear. Really odd things going on. The whole thing is beautiful diorama, really creepy as hell. I've got my vote anyway. Okay. Yeah, and I've taken some close-ups because why not? Somebody bought that tentacle roller from Green Stuff World. Oh, gross! What is wrong with you? Anyway, these are the lovely Corey Wallitzers. You've only heard a name on a podcast a number of times, and you meet the person, they're just awesome. Anyway, these are Corey's Ratkin. These would be the, I think, Ratkin slaves belonging to Noah Hutton, Jake Cherry-Pig's brother. A very, very nice guy. There you go, that's whose army this is. This is Rob. If you remember all the way back to game 1 of this, I showed a photograph of somebody painting their army the night before the tournament. This was that army. Done a pretty fantastic job of painting an EOD army just the night before. I mean, it's dry brushing isn't EOD, but still. More elves. I don't know whose elves they are, but come on. These are like 1990s GW models. Move on. Actually, this is like Forces of Nature because it's got air elementals. Or maybe Green Lady. Something like that. Might be. Sylvankin? Let's go with... I don't know. These are Jake's Undead. If you watched Game 1, you would have seen me crushing them like a tiny child. Not that I crushed children. It's a very cool Northern Alliance army, I'm guessing. Fits in. A nice Chimera there at the back. Cool. There you go. Harry's Free Forged. I wonder what army this is. Berengar? What to say? Nice scheme though. I really liked Harry. He was a very cool guy. Whoa, skipping ahead there. I haven't got a picture of my army, which is hilarious. This is Force of Nature, probably. Could be. Not sure whose it is. Apologies for that. But yes, there is me getting a prize. So I didn't take a picture of my army when I laid it out. You've seen enough pictures of it, right? But I just had a big impaler head at the back, which I'd kind of painted quite nicely. I added to that flavor. You'll see that when I do my Northern Kings report. And I won the Best Painted Award, which is extremely gratifying. I think it comes down to having a funny accent. Anyway, but you can see I won this ribbon, which is very cool, which I have here. And I won this painting, which is a painting that they apparently got from some millionaire's mansion, reclaimed it, and then Joe, who does the pictures, has painted, you can't quite see, has painted Orclings frolicking in the water, thereby obviously adding to its value, I'm sure. However, this painting obviously did not fit in my luggage, so it's currently still in the US of A, in the property of one Mike Rossi, who tried to send it to me, and they were going to charge him like $700 to send it to me. He's like, dude, I don't like you that much. And I'm like, I don't like me that much. So we're trying to work out a way to get this picture to me. We're not quite sure how. But at some point, I will reclaim my prize. So I won Best Painted, which is very gratifying. I don't want to brag, but I've won Best Painted at all 3 of the American events I've attended. Yeah! Funny accent. Prize. So a huge thank you to everyone at Orc Town. Thank you to K2 and all the other people who helped out with Orc Town. Thank you so much to the Shambling Horde for having us in their house. We had the best time ever. It was really a trip of a lifetime. Hands down, best tournament I've ever been to, best experience I've ever been to. Came back with way too many board games. And lots of new friends, so that was awesome. Thank you so much. I am overflowing with battle reports. So I've got 5 from Northern Kings and a further 3 from Pride of the Shire. So 5 more Twilight Kin, and then we bin the Twilight Kin, and then I've got 3 with some Noble Undead. And then I don't have any tournaments planned until after Clash of Kings. Clash of Kings is September, 8 weeks or so from now. And then I don't have anything in the diary until November. I have 2 tournaments in November. So I do have lots of ideas for other videos. I'm just both lazy and demotivated. So maybe I'll do some painting videos. Might do some version 4 speculation. See what's going to come up there. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments. Maybe I can get my lazy ass into gear to provide them for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Death by Dragons.